Yes. We are taking live Zoom calls tonight. You'll find the Zoom link in the description of this video if you want to be on the show tonight looking for advice. Click that link. Get in on this Zoom action. Dee 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 da dee dee doo 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 doo. Skriddly doo 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 doo. Oh yeah. Do do deedly do do doodle doo. Dweedly do 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 doodly doo doo doo. Got a couple people in the Zoom line here. Everybody get in line. Hop on that Zoom. You'll find the link in the description of the video. Doop doop doodly doo. Skriddle doo 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 doo. Deedle daddle doo. We are going to help some people tonight. Going to change some lives tonight. Don't be afraid to Zoom in. Sit on that Zoom chat for a while. Got a couple people in the waiting room already. Still room for more. Come on in. I'm Dr. Clownvis. Doodly doo. Doodly doo. Doo 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 doo. If you look closer, that's not my eyes. That's the reflection of the monitors in front of me. It's a sunset. Diddly doo. Doo doo doo. Doo doo. Tonight's special Thursday night episode of Clownvis to the Rescue. Ask Dr. Clownvis. is brought to you by Get Your Picks on 66, St. Louis's most unique antique store. From the wildest retro items to the highest end collectibles and all those crazy things in between, you never know what you'll find at Get Your Picks on 66, located at 8400 Watson Road in St. Louis, Missouri, on old Route 66. Check them out. Follow them on Instagram at Get Your Picks on 66. I'm Clownvis. Let's start the show. Hi. Hi. In today's troubled world, there's a lot to worry about. Believe me, I know. Life moves fast. Things get heavy. And everyone, I mean everyone, has problems. Sometimes, just talking to someone can help. Someone who can listen. Someone who cares. Or, just a normal, average guy like me, Clownvis. I'm not a real doctor, but ladies and gentlemen, I am a professional clown. And tonight, on a special Thursday night episode of Clownvis to the Rescue, we are bringing you a very special installment of Ask Dr. Clownvis, where I will be taking your Zoom calls right here, live, without a net. Come what may, I am here to hear you out. If you're watching this live right now, you can find the Zoom link in the description right below this video. All you got to do is click it, get in that old waiting room, maybe I'll get you in here. Feel free to zoom in with your questions, your concerns, and I'll try to help you. Each counseling session will be timed to around 10 minutes in an effort to get as many people in as we can tonight. So please don't waste my time with any small talk. I'm here to help. I'm here to listen. I'm Dr. Clownvis. One more reminder so I don't get sued. I'm not a real doctor in any way, shape, or form. I cannot give you any medical advice. All I can do is offer you good old-fashioned clown common sense, which I think I'm good at. So without any further ado, let's check our Zoom lines, see if we can't get somebody in here. And don't be shy, all right, guys? I would love to hear from each and every one of you. See who we got on the line here. Corey, can you hear me?
I can.
Corey, great. You got a video or are you just a voice tonight?
Just a voice.
That is just fine. You mind if I show your picture on the screen here?
That's fine.
All right, let me put Corey up on the screen here. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Corey on our phones tonight. And Corey, thank you for being the first caller, for being the icebreaker, if you will. I'm Dr. Clownvis. How can I help you tonight, Corey?
Well, I'm a writer, and I'm trying to get published. And I've been having the worst time ever getting someone to even read the book that I've written. And it's just wondering if Dr. Clownvis knew anybody that might be interested in reading it.
Well, I don't, but let me ask you a couple questions. Are you, have you published anything before, or is this your first work?
It was a long time ago, more of a self-published thing.
Okay. Did you move a few copies of it, or was it just something you got out for
A few.
Okay.
A few. Not many, but a few.
And what are we talking about? We're talking fiction, nonfiction, self-help?
That's fiction.
Fiction, all right.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you fiction is very popular. Any specific genre of fiction that you work in?
Yeah, it's more of like a modern day fantasy.
Okay.
About
Original characters?
All original, yeah. Everything's original. And I've rewritten it like 7 times, and it's about the finest version of it as I can get.
Well,
but everybody that I submit it to just doesn't want to. It's all like, thank you so much for submitting it, but
yeah,
you can't, can't get any further.
Yes, I know that feeling, but you feel the book is in its most finished form, and you're happy with it. You're happy with it.
Yes, I am very happy with it.
Have you let some friends or some family members read it?
Yep. And they have enjoyed it.
Well, that's good. That's a good sign. Anybody give you any kind of feedback that you weren't too happy with, or was it all pretty positive?
It's been positive so far.
Well, that's good news.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like you're working with a little something here. It sounds like you're starting on the right foot. This doesn't sound like a doomed project. Doesn't sound like an instant failure. Obviously, self-publishing is in this day and age, it's not anything to be ashamed of. I think it would be a matter of getting eyes on it, like you said, getting traction. But in art in general these days, we can't always depend. It's not like, the world we grew up in, Corey, where somebody from a corporation is going to hand you a bunch of money and say, here, we believe in you, do it. In a lot of ways, it is up to us to, have a grassroots campaign and to dig up our own fans and followers and people that might be interested in what we do. And believe me, I work on that myself. There's a million avenues to get there, and they are all pretty accessible. None easier than the other. I have no expertise in releasing a book or even writing a book, but I can tell you it's very admirable to have had the the focus to finish a book. That's something you should just be proud of in general. If nobody ever reads this damn thing, you should be proud of the maintaining that focus to finish the book.
Well, I appreciate that.
Have you thought about doing a GoFundMe or any kind of situation like this that might get you the money you need? Is it the situation where you kind of need some capital to print the book, maybe sell a few copies?
I was just hoping to find a publisher that would be willing to publish it. Just kind of would like to see it on a shelf someday. As all.
Sure. Any books that are kind of in that same vein? Any kind of authors that you might feel it might fit on the shelf next to, or anything you can look to find out what publishers are doing this type of fantasy fiction?
Kind of a wild story, but think of it as like an adult Toy Story. An adult version of Toy Story.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant adult.
Not like adult
toys. And a story about the adult. Adult Toy Story. Well, that sounds like something a lot of people would actually like. I mean, I think we can all kind of relate to the coming of age of the movie Toy Story, and so an adult version sounds kind of fun. Are you thinking more of like an indie publisher, or are you really wanting to take this thing straight to Disney, or where are your aspirations
at this point? I would be happy with anybody just taking a look at it. Mm-hmm. That's all.
Mm-hmm. And you said you've sent it to a few places, and you've got...
Yeah, I've done about a dozen different agents trying to find somebody to help get behind it, but it's all the same response.
Yes, well, I can tell you it's a good sign you're getting any response at all. There is a few different tiers of putting yourself out there. One is obviously what we hope for. Knocking on the door, someone answers and gives us what we want. Number 2, they answer the door, they hear us out, and they say, no, thank you, not right now. And the third and the worst option is they answer the door and they just shut it in your face and they don't even say anything. So you're at least getting a polite response, which, nobody is guaranteed that. So it sounds like you're at least presenting yourself in a professional manner. I guess my final advice would be twofold. Do consider self-publishing in some way and taking it to the people in some kind of on some kind of level that you're happy with and you feel warrants who you want to see this book. And the other part of the advice is to simply, if you say that you've sent this out to a dozen places and gotten a dozen no's, send it out to 24 more. Sit there and make a master list of 24 more publishers. And I know that is daunting and I know that is, not what anybody wants to hear, but it's sometimes it's the only way to just say, all right, I'm just going to try twice as many.
All right. I'll give that a shot.
Well, Corey,
I appreciate it.
We appreciate you, and thank you for coming on here and breaking the ice on Dr. Clownvis. Hopefully you got some kind of advice that you like. I see the people in the chats are all very attentive right now. If everybody in the chat say, give Corey some words of encouragement so he can see that. Let him know that you might be interested in reading his book. If anybody in the chats or anybody watching in the future has an uncle that works for, I don't know, Disney or Pixar or one of these publishing companies that might be able to pick this up, call your uncle. Thanks a lot, Corey. I really appreciate you calling, buddy.
Thanks.
That's Corey, ladies and gentlemen. Great. I think we helped him a lot. In between callers here, I will plug a couple things. Look at all the support for Corey in the comments. That is fantastic. Also fantastic is that I'm Clownvis, and you can see me tomorrow night in Granite City, Illinois, where I will be much more lively than I am tonight. Tonight we're taking on a serious tone, trying to help people, trying to better humanity. But tomorrow night, we'll be tearing it all down, baby. Friday night in Granite City, Illinois. I'll be at the Mill. You can find tickets and info at themill.events. And also, just announced, I will be hosting the Punk Rock St. Louis Flea Market. What is it called? The St. Louis Punk Rock Flea Market on May 24th in Tower Grove Park. A lot of great punk rock bands playing, a lot of great vendors. I will be set up there in a tent, not camping, vending, and hosting the main stage. A lot of fun. Come on down to either Granite City tomorrow or the Punk Rock Flea Market. Make some time for yourself. Do something nice for yourself. That's the Dr. Clownvis advice. Let's see who else we can get on the line here. Appreciate you guys waiting patiently. I'm just going to go right down the line here. I'm going to admit iPhone. We don't have a name. Looks like we got a guy here. Let me get this guy on the line here. What's your name, buddy?
Hey, Clownvis, it's Jimmy Casino.
Jimmy Casino is on our line, ladies and gentlemen. Let me get you on here. Hey, Jimmy, how are you?
I'm pretty good, Clownvis. I love you, man.
I love you, too. How can I help you tonight?
Well, I have a big problem here, Clownvis.
Yeah. No. Where did he go?
I got a big problem, Clownvis.
Okay, what do we got, Jimmy? All
right, man. Since March 14th, I've been suffering with something really bad. I just can't get this out of my head. I became the biggest Glenn Campbell fan.
Yeah.
Because of you.
Not the first time I've heard this, Jimmy. This is something that does happen. If you go see me, you might get a rhinestone cowboy stuck in your head for a few days.
Yes. What do I do about that, Clownvis? I went to my doctor, and he says that I should contact you and see how do I get rhinestone cowboy out of my head.
Well, Jimmy, you seem like a really nice guy, so I'm going to tell you, I'm going to level with you here. As far as we know, there is no cure.
Oh, wow. So I'm stuck with this for the rest of my life.
There is ways to maybe soothe the problem, maybe put an ointment or a balm or a salve or a lotion or a cream on it, and that would just be simply listening to the song Rhinestone Cowboy on repeat a few times a day.
Awesome.
Because that does literally lift the song off your brain. It gives your brain a chance to at least be hearing it in a different capacity.
Well, I don't really want it to disappear. I kind of like it, Clownvis, and I appreciate everything that you do, man. And I appreciate everything. 2 whoops to you and a shout out to Misty Burton. We love you guys.
Shout out to Misty Burton. Whoop whoop to you, Jimmy Casino. And I'm glad to hear that you are comfortable living with your current affliction, and we really appreciate you calling, Jimmy. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Hey, no problem, Clownvis. See you guys.
Whoop, whoop.
Goodbye. Whoop.
Always nice to hear that. Always nice to hear that somebody gets that stuck in their head. Here we go. Let's get. Whoops, I'm gonna get Jimmy out of here. Jimmy, I'm
Thanks,
gonna put you.
Clownvis.
Thank you, buddy. There we go. Elijah, can you hear me? See if we can't get Elijah on the phone. So far, we've helped Corey and Jimmy. I'm feeling good about this. Everybody in the chats, I'll remind you, if you have Zoom technology, go to the description of this video. You can click the link. You can join the show if I pick up on you. Got a few people in line here. Yeah, Elijah, we can hear you.
Oh, perfect. All right. Well, I've been a fan of yours for not an extremely long time, but I love what you're doing, and I really appreciate what you do. It's really cool.
Well, thank you. Is Elijah, is that your name?
Yes, it is.
Okay, great. Elijah, I'm Dr. Clownvis. Thanks for calling, bud. And what can we do for you tonight?
Yes, well, I'm just about to graduate. I'm a senior this year in a few months, and
College or high school?
high school.
All right.
And I don't plan on going to college, but there are lots of opportunities that I could go into. So I was thinking, I'm a bit of an actor, and I've thought about going to the city and trying to do some community stuff, or maybe joining an agency. But there's also colleges for that. So I'm just thinking, as a thespian yourself, what do you think might be the best scenario to go through?
That is a good question. Have you done any acting in your high school? Have you been part of the drama club or the high school plays?
Yes, I've been in almost all of them. I've been acting since I was 8 years old.
Oh, all right. Any professional gigs?
Not professional in like a studio sense, more or less just individual groups and stuff like that.
Yeah. And what town or what coast are you on?
We're along the East Coast. I'm in Western Pennsylvania, so I'm just about an hour away from Pittsburgh.
Okay. So have you considered New York?
I have thought about New York. It's just such a busy city, and I feel like I have an all right portfolio or resume, but I don't know if it'll stand out well enough in that big of a an area. But
sure,
that is good.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend just jumping in to the rat race there. I don't think it's a terrible idea to not worry about college. I'm not big on college. I don't think everybody has to go. For an actor, there might be, there might be a good incubation process there as an actor to get into a college with a good acting, good drama scene, and you could even do that in a town that's not New York, find another town that might have good acting or somewhere, I know Brad Pitt went to college in Springfield, Missouri. Maybe you could go to that one. But if you're set on not going to college, which is just fine, don't feel bad about that. I would suggest, yes, going to a bigger town, or at least a town, like you said, Pittsburgh is close, and trying to get a part of the community theater there, and try to land some roles that might challenge you. Maybe some summer stock or some Shakespeare or something like that, where you really have to spread your wings and try to fly and sink or swim. But what kind of acting do you want to do? Are you looking to do commercial acting, serious acting, comedic acting?
All of those sound great. I'd really like to dip my fingers in whatever I can, but I think overall, serious acting might be my ticket.
Yeah. And, I don't know enough about how it all works, but I can only assume that, with music or comedy, which I'm a little more familiar with, it's all about what you can show people, having something on film, having a reel. I assume these days you could probably get a presence going on the internet that would give you just as much of a foot in the door as would, being the star of a community theater. So maybe working with trying to find indie producers, indie directors, places where you might have a good chance of landing a role to build up your reel. And then, maybe even just if you get in the right indie picture, maybe you could cut the line, get into SAG-AFTRA without having to jump through all the hoops. Something like TikTok, where you got if you got 1 million eyes on you doing a scene from The Godfather, I think that would carry in 2025. That would carry just as much weight as being number one at NYU or something like that. I think there is ways to rethink. You don't have to go the way that everyone always has. I think you can find your own path as long as you're acting and you are doing it with enthusiasm. Acting on, just getting into whatever moves you the most, whatever you feel can generate the most dramatic reaction out of your soul that could be translated to the people watching, whatever medium or platform that is. I think you should just wake up every morning and try to focus on that and try to get yourself into roles where you can show what you got.
All righty. Well, that's very useful advice and information. Thank you very much, Clownvis.
Yeah, thank you, and congratulations on graduating high school. I mean, that's your first step. Get the hell out of there, and then
of course,
and then yeah, man, the world is your oyster. Might be, you might be eating, cheese sandwiches for a couple of years. You might not get right to Hollywood, but it's a long game. It's a slow burn. Don't be disheartened. Just try and try and try again. And if it's really what you want to do and you're really in love with it, there's no reason you can't be exactly what you want to be.
Well, thank you very much, Clownvis. I hope you have a great rest of your night and help more people out. And I also see all these comments over here. Thank you for your advice over there as well.
Cool. Yeah, the comment section's all good people. Yeah, so everybody give Elijah some. If you got any advice better than me, well then give it to him in the chats. Thanks, Elijah. We appreciate you, buddy.
Of course, I'll see you.
All right. Going good. That was Elijah. How's everybody feeling in the chats here? Everybody good? I see a lot of people throwing out their lines from their favorite movie. Buzzbomb says, I knew it was you, Clownvis. You broke my heart. I appreciate you guys helping me out with your advice to these callers. Again, if you want to be a caller, if you have any questions or you want some advice on what you're doing with your life, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a professional in any way, but I am Clownvis. And I can prove it. I can prove that I'm Clownvis. It's got to be good for something. Do fire up your Zoom, and the link is just below us here. Got a couple more people on the line, but I'd love to keep this going for a while. I feel like we are helping people in a positive way on a Thursday night. Let's take another caller here. I see Crystal Skelly is on the line. Going to try to get Crystal in. We've tried to have Crystal on the show a couple times. Let's see if we can't talk to Crystal. Hi, Crystal. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can. How are you, Crystal?
Okay.
This is
Travis.
This is. Who are you talking to?
What?
Who's that? Your mom?
I just here sitting with my grandma.
Hi. Hi, Mom. It's really good to hear you. It's good to hear you and see you, Crystal. Crystal is the queen of fun fan art. She makes so much fun fan art, perhaps the most prolific.
I do a lot of fun fan art.
Yes, the most prolific fun fan artist that I've ever met. I don't know what kind of what kind of advice I could give you because you're already on the top of your game, Crystal. How you feeling tonight?
Don't know, right? This here chilling with my grandma.
That is
Stuff.
that's so cool. Well, I'm glad you called. Any advice I could give you? What are you working on?
This.
What you watching on TV?
Sometimes, huh?
What are you watching on TV?
I don't know. Gomer Pile, whatever this thing is.
Yeah, Gomer Pyle. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Krista, I can tell you this: if I could give you any advice, it would be for you to keep on making the art that you make. You make wonderful art. Everybody loves it. I've seen online, all the Clownvis fans love your artwork. So do me a favor and just keep it up, all right? Keep making that art.
Okay.
Wow. Thank you, Crystal. I'm so glad we finally got to talk here. I know we've had a couple times where we've tried. I'm glad we got to talk. Thanks, Crystal.
All right.
Enjoy that Gomer Pyle.
I am.
Well, that's fun. Nice to talk to Crystal. Skelly. If you are part of the Facebook unofficial Clownvis Mafia, I'm sure you've seen Crystal Skelly's artwork, and we've shared some here on the show. A lot of fans of Crystal out there. That's great. All right, we got some more people here. I'm going to let the Turduckinator in. Turduckinator. Can you hear me? Unmute. On our line is the Turduckinator. There he is. What's up, Turduckinator? How are you tonight?
Oh, good. I have one problem.
All right, lay it on me.
I've become obsessed with the creepy clown from Watson Road.
Oh, yeah.
I stay up all night. I call museums, historical societies. Got my number blocked by a lot of them. Nobody gives me a straight answer.
Have you gotten any leads at all?
None whatsoever.
Let me get
Ongoing legacy.
Let me get the people up to speed. We talked about this a few episodes ago. There was in St. Louis, Missouri, there was a giant styrofoam clown in front of this strip mall where our sponsor, Get Your Picks on 66, is now. That strip mall used to have a giant clown in front of it. Somebody set it on fire around the year 2000, and then they left it there for a year, half burnt up, and then they finally got rid of it and replaced it with a creepy farmer. But Turduckinator has taken it on himself to try to find a history. We cannot get a picture of this thing. A lot of people remember it, but people don't have a picture. There has to be one somewhere. Turduckinator, how do you think we can work together here to get a picture of it, to get some history on this thing?
Well, I'm thinking, I've been trying museums. I've been trying different things. I'm just looking for some kind of leads. Like, who is into, like, creepy clown artwork? I don't know.
Yeah, and this is on a key factor here is that it is on historical Route 66, which is very well documented. A lot of people have documented Route 66 from end to end. And so while I don't know what years this clown was there, I know that it burnt down around the year 2000 and was probably there for at least 10 years before then. So perhaps getting into some Route 66 historical societies is where we need to go.
Yeah, there's like a museum in California, I think, at some point. I try to get a hold of them, and they're like, what are you talking about? Watson Road, St. Louis? This is California.
And it's in Webster, Missouri. Maybe there's some kind of Webster Historical Society we could look to.
Yeah, small town kind of kitschy museum.
I have asked the people that run Get Your Picks on 66 if they could ask the property owner if they know anything, but I haven't heard anything back yet.
Well, this will be my legacy, so I will eventually get the picture.
Wow. Well, I sure appreciate you being on the case, because I got my hands on a lot of pies, and I don't always get to dig as deep as I want to on certain things. So this is something that I definitely want to get to the bottom of. And Turduckinator, I couldn't ask to have a better sleuth on the case than you.
All right.
Well,
Appreciate it, man.
Thanks for your call, Turduckinator. We appreciate all you do for the community here.
All right. Peace. Have a good one.
Adios. That's the Turduckinator. All right. Oh, look at this on the phone. I believe this is Psychic Buster on the phone here. Let's see if we can get Psychic Buster on the phone. On the Zoom here. And again, that Zoom chat link is right below in the description if anybody wants to try to sync up here. We are doing a special Thursday night episode of Clownvis to the Rescue. Buster, can you hear me? We are making contact with Buster. Buster, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes, we got you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Psychic Buster.
Hi, I'm Psychic Buster.
Wow. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of yours.
Oh, well, thank you. Really glad.
Actually, both of yours, both Clownvis and Dr. Clownvis. I mean, I feel like kind of almost two separate things.
Thanks. Yeah, this is a new thing I'm trying to do. I'm trying to broaden my horizons as a clown. And I think you are definitely one part clown and one part Psychic Buster. Now, your name is Psychic Buster.
Right.
Are you a psychic or are you a psychic
Technically,
buster?
my name is Buster, and I do psychic stuff. So Buster, and I'm psychic, so Psychic Buster.
Yes. I love the name. Is there any, I know that I'm supposed to be helping you, but is there anything you can do to display your psychic abilities right now?
Yes.
Nice. Let's do it.
Oh, you actually want me to do it? I was just throwing that out there. Okay, let's do a card draw for the folks at home.
All right, folks at home.
My psychic reading cards here. Actually, I don't know anything about tarot, so I just use my Garbage Pail Kid collection.
Perfect.
I'm gonna pull one card. And today's card is Sticky Mickey.
And what is sticky? What is that?
Cards.
What does that mean? What does that tell us?
I would say that would imply that maybe our listeners should try to avoid sticky situations, both metaphorically and also physically. Don't get into situations that can become complicated if you can avoid it, but also like, honey, jams, things like that would be best to avoid this week.
Avoid tar pits and such.
Definitely avoid tar pits.
Yeah. And don't get caught in don't get caught up in a lie or a ruse or a scam.
No. That's a bad idea anyway. That's always a bad idea.
Isn't it amazing how those cards work? They just tell us the future by just what you pull.
It's me using my spiritual intuitiveness to tap into the cards or whatever the hell. I don't know. It just works.
Well, obviously I can't poke any holes in that. That's real psychicism. I appreciate it. Buster, is there anything I can do to help you? I mean, I don't have any mystical cards or anything, but is there anything I can do to help you?
Yes, in fact, I'm so glad you're doing this because you're the absolute perfect person to help me with this question that I've been dealing with lately. I feel like as a psychic entertainer,
Yeah.
I'm not actually psychic. See, I know, hard to believe. So part of why I started wearing the clown nose is because I don't want people to take me seriously as a psychic. Because no matter how many times I tell them it's just a magic show and it's magic tricks, there are still people who come up to me after the show and want to know how I develop these gifts. Because obviously I say it's not real, but they know better.
Yeah.
So I thought the clown nose was good, but now I feel like maybe some people don't take me seriously enough with the clown nose. So as Psychic Buster, I'm asking one clown to another. Do you think I should continue to use the clown nose as Psychic Buster or go back to Psychic Buster without the clown nose?
Well, I can definitely see both sides of the proverbial coin there, which...
Hey, just for reference, this is me without the clown nose.
Put it back on!
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm kidding. You're handsome. You're handsome with it. You're handsome without it. And I can completely understand how you would want people. I know that people put way too much weight into psychics, a dangerous amount of weight into psychics, and how much, because people want to believe. People want to believe that these contacts can be made, that these things can happen. And while I think that me and you both know that at least 99.9% of what we've seen out of psychics is phony baloney, it is an art, you know. There's an art to any kind of mentalist show or any type of illusions and magic and stuff. There's an art to it that is not to be poo-pooed. But to do it, I love the idea that you're doing it with a lighthearted take and that you want to make sure that no one is getting taken for a ride. And so
at the same time, I realize like corporate clients maybe not so keen on booking the psychic guy with the clown nose.
Sure.
But from a personal perspective, so much more fun with the clown nose.
Yeah.
As I'm sure you understand, life is much more fun with a clown nose.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And people will, they won't take you seriously, that's for sure. What I'm going to do for us here is I'm going to start a poll in the chats. That'll just help us as we work this out together here.
That's exciting.
Should Buster keep the clown nose? And we'll just put that up, a simple yes or no answer, and we'll leave that up for a while. There we go. Yes, no.
Just for quick reference, children, avert your eyes. This is me with the clown nose. This is me without the clown nose.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I think I have a kind of an answer here. Let's see what you think of this. Get that one. There we go. All right. The poll is up. You guys let us know there. Vote on the... in the chats if you're watching this live. So probably, and I'm guessing maybe you do this now, maybe start the show without it and just wear it for certain segments to let people know that you are goofing sometimes. You do that? Or are you thinking all or nothing?
I was leaning towards all or nothing, but I have been starting the show without it and sort of easing people into it. So that might be a way to go going forward. Just keep doing that.
Yeah.
And develop it more that way.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you, you will probably make, with the nose, you'll make more clown friends. Without it, you're probably not going to make many psychic friends either way with how you're going about it.
Really, the Psychic Friends Network's been dead for decades anyway. Nobody cares about that.
I'd
rather have clown friends.
Have you thought about a 1-900 number, or just exploiting that and throwing your integrity out the window and going for the Mistress Cleo or something like that, where you can just make bank and retire early?
It's tempting. It's super tempting. But I have thought about still doing with a comedic bend, of course. I've thought about doing live readings on the TikToks or the Instagram lives.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is a great idea. A great idea. And again, I'll just say again that I get so offended at these, the Long Island medium and these people that have these shows where they talk to the dead.
Oh my God.
I get very, very upset when people use this psychic stuff to manipulate people and to take advantage of people, especially people in mourning and people who want to contact family members that have passed away and such. You know, I feel it's a real bunch of vultures there. So I love to see.
I just attended a really interesting lecture, and it was a couple of really successful mentalists who were talking specifically about the ethics of mentalism. And they talked about when they do readings that they make it very clear that it's not psychic, it's intuition. And I mean, like, you're answering questions based on your life experience when people have asked you about entertainment.
Yes, I'm not a doctor.
Well, same thing. I have life experience, and if somebody asks me a question that my subconscious can tap into that's just intuition. That's not me being psychic. That's just, I know stuff because I've done stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm wondering if you can. I mean, you mentioned working in the corporate world, the corporate aspect. I mean, there's no problem with having almost a different persona for the corporate world, you know. But I guess you probably want to have just one big psychic buster page and thing that people land on and know, and that's what they want to hire you for.
Yeah, I have a hard time choosing what I'm going to have for breakfast and tying my shoes. So really having two different personas just seems like a lot.
Yeah. Well, then the first thing I would say is you got to work on tying your shoes. You should be good at that by now.
You would think.
So
I'm going
to write that. That should be the first thing we work on. Just tying your shoes. After that, we can get into a little deeper stuff. But all right, I'm going to look back at the chats here and see that we are. Wow. The poll, Buster, overwhelmingly with 85% saying yes, keep the clown nose.
I can't argue with that.
Yes. But keep in mind, you're asking an audience that's watching a clown, so it might be somewhat biased. But it is...
honestly, financials aside, though, if I have to choose between the Clownvis audience and the suit-wearing folks at a Fortune 500 company event, I would probably want to do the Clownvis audience type gig anyway. So.
It's a little more fun, a little less money, but I feel you. That's what I don't have the option to do the Fortune 500 stuff, but I'm happy with this audience. Have you considered?
Really don't either. I don't even know why I say that. It's totally bullshit. It's not even a thing for me.
It's fun to say that we are turning them away from us. No,
it is. It really is.
We're turning them down.
You called last week, but I said I was doing clown nose, and that was just a non-starter for them. So,
have you thought about? I mean, just with the persona. I see. I follow you online, and I see you use a lot of the black and white and kind of that stark imagery. Have you thought about a black clown nose? I know they make those, a black one.
I've thought about it, and I believe that you are also a fan of the red nose factory as well.
Yeah.
I wanted to have them make one of their black ones and do a custom that has the 8-ball logo on it. So I have a magic 8-ball nose.
See, there you go. That's something. That's something. Or even a swirly one or something, kind of like
Swirly's good too.
Yeah.
Like Twilight Zone.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, with that in mind, the fact that there's options moving forward as to what you could do with a clown nose, I think that with this chat giving you such a high percentage, and with the fact that the sky's the limit with what clown nose you use, I would say go for it. Try to make it a permanent part of the act.
All right. I appreciate your wisdom, Clownvis, and I am keeping the nose. Thank you.
Wow, that's great. Well, Psychic Buster. Everybody follows Psychic Buster online. Tell them your handles, where to find you.
I am Psychic Buster pretty much everywhere. The TikToks, the Instagrams, and whatever else is out there. I'm working on an OnlyFans, but don't get your hopes up. I will probably post things on there.
Such a good name. And look, man, I would like to have you as a friend of the show, all right? I'd like to have you back on sometime outside of Dr. Clownvis.
Absolutely. I would love that.
Great. Well, Psychic Buster, thank you for calling. Everybody in the chat, say hello and goodbye to Psychic Buster. Everybody likes you. I see everybody's going nuts in the chats, man. Thank you, Psychic Buster. Right, guys, it's going good. Won't be on terribly too long tonight. As you can see, King Scott and Little Aaron are both absent for the night. I told them to go ahead and take the nights off. I have to read all these books anyway. I told them, don't bother me. I'm going to be reading books. If you guys like Dr. Clownvis, let me know. It's something we could do every once in a while. Obviously, I'm not going to make this my main thing. But, no Squeeb, no Robert Dog. It's just me here. Anybody have any questions in the chats? If you don't want to zoom in, maybe I could take a couple rapid-fire questions in the chats. Everybody follows Psychic Buster. I've been following him for a little while now, and it's a very cool guy, very fun posts and stuff that he does. I like him. I feel like we've helped a lot of people tonight. Lanicus says, what was the doctor on 105.7 The Point back in the day? I believe that was Loveline with Dr. Drew, wasn't it? Not trying to be Dr. Drew. I think he is a huckster. I am admittedly not a doctor. Unlike Dr. Phil or Dr. Drew, these guys say they're doctors, and they're probably not. Sean from Orlando says, when will you come to Orlando? I've mentioned on the show recently that I started working with a new agent within my old agency that I had separated from, and now I'm back together with the Atomic Music Group. Working with a new agent who is an old buddy, wonderful guy. His name is Chris. He's actually the drummer for the Super Suckers. But he is also a booking agent nowadays. And he's taken on the daunting task of booking Clownvis, meeting all my demands. One of the first things I told him was, call me crazy, but I want to do Florida. He says, Clownvis, you're crazy. Why? And I said, because I love it. I love driving through Florida. He says, all right, if you want to do it, we'll jump into it. So it is on the list of things that I have him working on. Orlando. I haven't been down in Orlando in a while, baby. Trying to remember where I ever played down in Orlando. That was probably... Ooh, I remember the place, but I can't remember the name. Jacksonville, Florida. Deadeye says Jacksonville. Where's that? I mean, what's that? Is that Jackrabbits? Played down there before. Last time I was in Florida, probably right before COVID, I did Gainesville. I did the Fest. Tallahassee. Yeah, a lot of retired circus clowns in Florida. I grew up going to Sarasota, where the Ringling Brother Barnum and Bailey College was. Went out there many times, saw that circus for free. And I know that whole town is built on retired and off-duty circus folks. Ooh, Queen Flea says Pappy and Harriet's out there in whatever that would be, Palm Springs or whatever. I played there. I like that place. Love that place. What's that called? Joshua Tree. We are working on a lot. I'm actually working on a full... No, I don't want to tell you. There's no point in telling you guys things, because I'll announce them when they're announced. Looks like we've cleared the Zoom lines. If anybody else wants to call, I will leave them open for one more moment. But as it is, I feel like we've helped a lot of people tonight. Corey, Jimmy, Elijah, Crystal, Turduckinator, And our new friend, Psychic Buster. Our new friend, Psychic Buster. Again, I will tell you guys to come see me tomorrow night in Granite City, Illinois. If you're not in Granite City, I don't know why the hell you're not. I don't know where else you are that you think is so damn special. But you will want to get to the Mill tomorrow night. And if you can't get to the Mill, I'm not going to hold it against you. But if you want to hold something against you, well, I would say get yourself a little Clownvis doll. Because if you can't get to me out in Granite City, Illinois, well, we can ship this little guy right to you. And I won't hold it against you. You can hold me against you. This is one doll. This is 2 dolls in one. How are you feeling? You happy as can be? You happy as a clam? You're looking at the bright, sunny, gold side of Clownvis. You feeling tough? You feeling rough? You feeling like you don't want people to mess with you? You haven't had your coffee yet? Flip it over. Get the tough guy Clownvis. Clownvistotherescue.com. These are in stock now, along with t-shirts, along with hats. I don't got to tell you guys. You know what Clownvis to the Rescue has to offer. Clownvis merchandise. I thought you would know that. Once again, I want to thank our sponsor, our wonderful sponsor, Get Your Picks on 66, St. Louis's most unique antique store. Talking stuff for your man cave. Talking stuff for your she shed. Whatever you want, whatever you don't even know you want, you're going to find it at Get Your Picks on 66. Don't believe me? Well, go poke around and look. Can't get there? Don't worry. Follow them on Instagram at Get Your Picks on 66. You'll see what they have to offer. Oh, but Clownvis, I'm not in St. Louis. I can't get to 8400 Watson Road. Go to their Instagram page. And then you'll see just how important it is that you hop on Route 66 wherever you are. Kingman, Barstow, San Bernardino. From Chicago to Santa Monica is one long-ass road, Route 66. Hop on it, stop in Webster, Missouri. You'll find Get Your Picks on 66. Well, but Clownvis, I don't have a car. Hitchhike. Get out on the road, show some leg, put your thumb out, and Get Your Picks on 66. I'm here to help, but there's only so much I can do. I can't drive you. I can't pick you up and drive you. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll buy a party bus. Let's take one more call here. We got one more Zoomer on the line here. Amy, can you hear me? Let's get Amy dialed in here.
Hey.
Amy Chambers, how you doing, buddy?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I don't think I've ever been better in my long-legged life. Happy to see you. Amy Chambers, a friend of the show. We've seen her fun fan art. She's been a winner. You've been a Zoomer. You're part of the family. How are you? How's Vance?
We're good. We're great. It's been a really nice day. We're happy it's almost the weekend.
Yes.
So I do have a medical question. I don't know if you can help us with. But,
legally, no, but under the table, hit me.
Okay. All right. So
we expect.
I don't know which of our maladies, like maybe the chlorine. We think that we have an allergy to chlorine.
Okay.
we get a rash when we get in a pool, and it's very uncomfortable.
Okay, hold on a minute. Is this happening in more than one pool, or is this just the one main pool you go to?
I think this happens. Well, we used to think Vance had an allergy to the sun, but then we learned that we think it's a pool. So I don't know. We thought maybe we go to the doctor, but then we heard that you're taking calls, and maybe you can help us.
Yeah, I could probably help you a little cheaper than the doctor.
Okay.
So is it, like I said, this is happening at one pool that you guys go to, or is it if you go to any pool, you're kind of having an issue?
It's any pool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Such a drag.
I haven't heard of a chlorine allergy, but I do know that there is a whole bunch of stuff besides chlorine that these scientists are putting in the pools. You know, I mean, they're doing all these pH balancing and stuff. So it could be any number of anything. Without being a doctor, I would say try to get some pure chlorine, uncut.
And then swab it on?
Swab it right on your arm. See what happens.
See what happens? I think that's pretty good. We'll see.
Yeah. Because then if it
test it out.
Yeah. Then if nothing happens.
It may not be the chlorine.
Yeah.
Maybe the meat juice they put in the pool.
Yeah. It could be. You know what it could be, unfortunately? Pee.
Well,
there's a lot of kids in that pool.
We hope not.
Yeah. So
maybe you're just allergic to pee.
Yeah. I guess that'd be the second step.
Yep. Second
Chlorine,
step.
then try pee.
Yeah. Swab your arm with chlorine, then a dab of pee. Just go on down the line there, whatever it might be found in a pool.
There's lots of stuff.
Salt water's all right though?
We're gonna test it out.
We're gonna test that out.
Good.
We'll find out.
Good.
Well, we really appreciate your
that's good. That's
great
good
advice.
medical advice.
Yeah.
So do we owe you a copay? Is it?
You know what? Again, technically, legally, no. Under the table, yes, but it has to be cash, and don't leave any note about what it's for. All right, just.
We can do that.
It's gonna weigh on our conscience, so we're gonna have to pay.
But in the meantime, stay away from pools, stay away from hot tubs. I guess it's not, with the summer coming up, it's not going to be easy. But just play it safe until you can pee on yourself and figure out what's going on.
We appreciate it, and we love you so much. Thank you.
You guys are the best. I'm glad you called. Thanks, Amy. Thanks, Vance.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Adios.
Bye-bye.
Some are easier than others. Sometimes. Sometimes it's easier to give advice than others. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I sure hope you enjoyed our programming tonight. Ask Dr. Clownvis. Thank you for allowing me the grace to reschedule Clownvis to the rescue this week. Had a little scheduling kerfuffle. I meant to mention that last week, but we were having so much fun that I didn't. And I didn't want to leave you guys hanging. So big shout out to little Aaron and to King Scott. I hope they're getting some well-needed rest tonight. I told them, don't worry about a thing. I'll handle this. I got to help some people out. And I think we did just that tonight. You know, sometimes being a pretend doctor can actually be therapeutic to me, too. I don't always know what's going to come out of my mouth next, and sometimes it's nice to hear it. Sometimes I got to pump the brakes. Other times, I got to open up that throttle and let my mouth go. And that's something I think that can be said for all of us. Don't always pump the brakes on your own thoughts. Let your mouth go. Open your mouth throttle and let it go. If you like my mouth, make sure you're following me on all the social medias, Instagram, TikTok. Been posting a lot of singing videos. Seems to be what people like the most. Maybe they'll like me as a doctor, but Seems like people like me as a singer. And if you want to know exactly who I am, exactly where I come from, probably the best way to do that right now is by joining the Patreon page. Patreon.com/Clownvis. That gets you a weekly audio podcast that truly will give you all the information you need to know. We are going through an oral history of my career. I believe we're on the 7th part of this Odyssey, the Clownvis Odyssey. And this week's episode is going to be probably the most exciting one. They've all been very exciting, step by step, going over the last about 20 years. But we are up to the point where I am befriending the insane clown posse. Learning so late in my career that I am a juggalo. Imagine living your whole life not even knowing you're a juggalo. And then one morning you wake up in a Motel 6 between Violent J and Shaggy 2 Dope, and you say, what the heck? I'm a juggalo. You get out in the street and you just dance. It's not exactly what happened, but it's pretty close. If you want to know exactly what happened, join the Clownvis Patreon, and you'll learn. It's been a lot of fun. Let me show you this thing here. Doopy-doo, doo-doo-doo. Patreon.com/Clownvis. What is a juggalo? I don't know. But you better keep one eye on your soup. Bloop. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Been a pleasure hanging out with you tonight on a special episode of Clownvis to the Rescue, brought to you by Get Your Picks on 66. Everybody give them a follow on Instagram or go check them out in real life and tell them Clownvis sent you. And if you need anything, well, I'm off the clock now, so I can't help. Okay? Adios! Get Your Picks on 66 is a proud sponsor of Clownvis to the Rescue. Visit them on Old Route 66, 8400 Watson Road in Webster, Missouri. Or check them out online at getyourpickson66.com. And tell them Clownvis sent you.
Measles!